Right, guys, welcome back. Just started. As you can see here, played one hand. So we're back in the streets here, and let's just show you the bankroll. Starting bankroll for today's session is 577. So already going in the right direction. We will make sure to get this off. We'll make sure to play our best poker, focus on each decision, verbalize, and play solid. It's a good start when you pick up kings here, and we see a open and a call. I think 13 should do the trick. I don't want to go any smaller with the call. You could. It would actually be interesting to see long term, to do an experiment, and you could never get a precise result because of variance, but it will be an interesting experiment to see if you can actually make more money by free betting smaller and getting more calls, or if the theory holds true that when you finally get more money in, that will kind of counter the times they fold. So theory says you should raise big because you will win more money long term and be more polar, but in practice it's maybe a different story. Yeah, we have a strong enough hand that we can free bet on the button. Take it down. Nice. Here against two people, I will start with a check. And king jack, we can do calling, we can do raising. I think we will call. Suited could be nice because you could free bet and you can call a 4-bet, but I can't really call a 4-bet with king jack off, so I don't really want to free bet it and get blown off my equity. When he checks, we check. I think he will not fold ace high. So here now we have a mandatory bet, and we don't need to go too big because we will bet this with a 6, we'll bet an 8 with a weak 10, 9, even pocket 5s. So if he calls us here with ace high, it will be, we are so covered in value, it's fine. And he does fold. Opening king, ace queen from small blind. What am I talking about? From under the gun. I was looking at the small blind when I said it. Taking it down. We will continue last day's strategy of being very aggressive on the button, and we'll still use our min raise strategy. And not strong enough to free bet. With a caller, I don't want to go ahead and ISO this. It's a bit too weak. Queen 10, we're just gonna call. Feels like a medium. Small size could be a medium range, like a lot of 8, 10, 10, 9, jack 9. A lot of hands we actually can dominate. Here we will just call. Take a flop. Now we see a quick check. We check it back. Against under the gun range with a queen and a jack, I would just let it go. We block a lot of his draws, king 10, 10, 9. That would start betting on the turn. So if he bluffs us, he bluffs us. Again, I'm very careful that how which type of hands I choose to ISO raise. But here we have a clear free bet. And a snap call from the big blind. Interesting. Unfortunately, that's a pretty good flop for his range. So from what my experiences is with overcall ranges, so I'm just gonna check. And I will just check it down. I will not bluff him. Pocket fours. Wow, that's a bad call. Fair play. If he has pocket fours in that range, we should just bet all the time. But in my experience, I see a lot more pocket eights, pocket nines, pocket tens, ace queen, king jack suited, all kind of hands overcalling that are not quite strong enough to jam, but they don't want to fold them. So, but again, we realized our equity without too much trouble, so that's fine. Again, here now we have an overcall. A little bit same situation. 9s, 10s, whatever. But this is a different scenario because now we have the top pair. So here we can start chatting king, queen, king, jack. Those types of hands we talked about. Facing a lead on the deuce is just super weird. It's so insanely stupid. Good call. And not the best river, but not the worst. And we call. Ace 5. Alright. You, sir, I whale as well. Maybe even a beluga. A beluga is a player that will lose a lot of money long term. A gambling man, just here to lose. Basically, not playing the game strategy, just trying to get lucky. Basically, degenerates in disguise as poker players. So you will see those, and it's really important to take them because you should never bluff them. You should never do anything other than pushing your good hands. You shouldn't play range against range. You should play your absolute hand strength against those guys. So if you have a good hand, you should bet a lot. If you have a bad hand, you should fold. It's so easy to beat these players, but you just have to be disciplined and tag them so you know who they are. But of course, clear sign that he didn't have full stack. Yeah, 3-bet ace 10 is good enough versus hijack open. And we are gonna defend the pocket fives. Just gonna check. No reason to put more money in. He will have plenty of hands interacting with this board. And just check again. And hope to check it down, win versus ace deuce or something crazy. Ace 7. That's all good. against here again a player that's not full stack, we will definitely just check fold here because they just love their aces too much. Important to we start just with the don't bluff check and we take it from there. So here it's also a spot you can see, okay, do we really want to do some betting? Probably not. Everybody can have deuces, fives and sixes, so there's a free chances of free sets. So when it goes check check, it's fine, and we can start with a small bet here and just take it down. So that's fine, but no reason to push the equity on the flush draw. We can also be up against a higher flush draw. That would be very unlucky, but we can, and better just to take it slow, see what develops. We don't need to define the ranges that fast. Here we have a different situation where they are from small blind and big blind. With a flush draw I will always see bet. Yeah, just expecting to get a lot of folds, and we do. And here we have a really nice situation, and now I will not make it too big. I will learn from my mistakes. There will be plenty of times to get it in. Let's do 69 just because it's fun. Oh, let's do 89. Which is, yeah, 19 and a half. I like that more. Unfortunately. Steal situation. Not much to say. We talked about it last episode about using, I like to use the min bet. Basically just to open as many hands as possible. And we're gonna see bet both boards and get 2 folds. So profitable situations. King 5 we cannot. King 6 is an open. Suited. Not without. That's 2 lows. Nice to get a walk with Queen 5. I think it's just on the cutoff here when he raises from middle position. I think ace jack will be my free betting start. Here with the spade and a pair we have to call. We get to just check it down. Nice. This is interesting. Yeah, we gotta call this. The free bet is so small. And we just have an easy fold when we break. Stay hydrated. Five, 6, do we want to defend? Probably not. No. Probably not. unfortunate here, but we just have to fold against this huge 3-bet, and just gotta bet small. Okay, we get the call. We will bear the queen as well. I think we'll get a lot of folds. Yeah, we get the instant fold. If he had called there, we would have to decide if we wanted to bluff river or not. But I think sizing up on the turn, if he calls there, I probably am just done with the hand. Recapitalizing on the turnover fold from a weak range. That's not our board. Very pocket pair heavy range here. I think I'm just gonna give it up. That's incorporated limping strategy, dropping 2 pair. That's obviously nice. I think we can go small bet just to fold out his ace 10 without a spade, king queen without a spade. But it's not the most profitable situation. Yeah, and on this run up we're just gonna give up. We took a step. Wow, what are they? 3-bet overcall. Okay. I think we'll just do. Gonna go 21. Obviously hoping for jam. That's actually a really decent situation to get them isolated to one player. I was dreading when he called that we would go freeway to a flop. Without the diamond, I will just bet really big. Jacks, queens, 10s, 9s. Yep. And let's run it twice if you want to. Once we can do when we hold. That's nice. So love to see it. That's one of the exploits I like to make here, is to go even bigger on the flop when they just have a really condensed range of overpairs that you beat. So it's just a good play. Half pot, half pot. Why not? Definitely calling 6-9 suited here. And we are definitely also betting. We don't want to give him any free cards if he has 2 overs. We have top pair. Yeah, we'll do a size, which can be really hard to respond to. Let's see, he has ace king here. What are you gonna do? Yeah, and on this row we just have a check. Queen 5. Love to see it. I think he played that fine. He cannot really fold either flop or turn. Oh, just auto profit with bluffs. So let's try to just watch here. I want to kind of see if I can define their ranges. We can get some info if he raises 3-bets too much. Wow, what a flop, huh? give me a chance. I wanna participate. But yeah, we can never do anything other than fold here. I stand by the fold. It's obviously annoying when you see such a beautiful flop. But against a free better and an early position raise, we cannot do anything. So we didn't get any info, so we just wasted a little time there. It is what it is. That is actually our board for range, but we are at the bottom of our under the gun racing range, so you could argue that when you are in the bottom of your range and the flop is really good for you, you could start blasting. But both my opponents are uncapped in terms of having ace jack queen 10, hands that will not fold. Let's see how they respond. This is a beautiful flop, huh? So again here, now we have to think in range, not so much in hand right now. He probably overfolds to half pot, but we're still gonna do it. Not gonna size down too much. Yeah, unfortunate. That is the only downside of playing overfolding opponents. It's when you are actually having the guts and you just put out a small bet and they disappear. Let's try to push. Let's just open 100% of buttons if we get the chance. It's been so profitable so far. Here we're gonna continue with a small range bet. Take it from there. Okay, we do face a call. Nice turning the pair, at least we get some equity. We can beat ace 4, queen 4 suited now. Just gotta check it back. Oh, excuse me. And I think a 5 is too low to call, even against this size. We will start calling 8s, depending on kicker, queen 8. I think it's a good threshold. Resolving the 5, we will start off with a bet. And an insta call. Makes me think he has absolutely nothing. So we're gonna check once here. Definitely calling here. Probably also call river. He goes pot though, which is pretty underbluffed. But I don't believe him. I don't believe him. I will call. Okay, you did have a queen. That's just one of the cases again. Trust statistics more than you trust your gut. When you face the pot bet, so often just strength. Because people are risk averse, and I just have to remind myself of that, since I have pretty bluffy tendencies. At times I'm constantly keeping my bluffing tendencies in check. So all the thing you heard about people under bluffing, that has never been me. I have always over bluffed in almost every spot. I love to bluff. I think it's fun, but it's just not profitable against certain player types, which unfortunately is the case. I do love a good bluff. I cannot lie. Again, here we're gonna be a little greedy. This is not a bet in theory. Just expecting to see some folds, and we will definitely also have some runouts, which is good for us. We can spike a queen or 10, and we can put some pressure on. Here facing the call, we will check turn, and definitely we will fire this river if Ludi folds or checks, and I think half pot should be sufficient. We'll have plenty of aces that will do this, and unfortunately he just has an 8. Start off with a check here, you can do both, but with the gutter we could get some really disguised straights. We have some really easy calls here on the turn. And what do we think he has? I don't know. Queen 10. That, my friend, is not something you should be proud of. So yeah, I think you can see here when we play that a lot of the plays people make are just too passive. Speaking of which, I think we can free bet this one. Okay. 3 callers, we're just done with the hand. I'm not even gonna put a single penny in there. This is not our board. We are out of there. Yeah, we have no other option than to free bet kings. I'm gonna use the exact same play. You're just betting small. I'll get the fold. It's smart of him to get out of the way. That's a meta in that, but you can definitely just use the same play and see if people will believe you. Some won't. I think ace queen, we should definitely free bet him. And we will stab here. He should have all king, queens, ace, jack, ace 10 suited. Yeah, and he insta falls it, unfortunately. The DJ wakes up with it. Oops. What happened there? Let's see if we can get away with opening queen 5. It's definitely not an open. But I am a little out of line regarding just how much people steal. Here we just hope he checks down ace high. No, he had a 6. Okay, it's fair enough. With the pair, I think we should definitely bet on the turn as we did. Button stealing is so OP. It's just automatic profit to your win rate. Here we will free bet. Pocket sevens is probably our cutoff range. We will probably just fold pocket sixes. And facing this small raise, in theory, we will always call here. So I think we will just do that. Take it from there. This is an interesting flop. Of course, connects well with a 4 betting range. What can we? Yeah, with the ace, we're just gonna fold. Yeah, we're gonna fold there with 2 overs. Nice. Always stabbing here. That's a fine result with the 9 deuce, even though we have a flush draw. We just want to fold. Range bet. Call. Okay. We will definitely just check this down unless we have an 8 or 10. And just fold. We will have plenty of aces. We can check back there on the turn. My brain needs air. Just folding here. Feels like we got something going wrapped around the 7, but we really don't. Here I think with 2 high cards, we go half pot. And this is interesting because this is a hand I would love to just almost pure bluff. Definitely gonna start out with a bet. But against these player types, 2 pairs and sets, I would never get them to fold that. But we will double barrel. I cannot help myself. I would just pray he has queen 10 offsuit with the queen of diamonds. That's not really, I will not bluff this. Yeah, he would snap call me. Even when aces beats him, kings beats him, whatever. So, unfortunate. Now we just have an easy call. And now we have a fold. You could even argue folding turn would be fine. Oh, nice. So the note taking is not something I constantly look at. It's something if I'm in a big spot against a player, I can check the notes. Very loose call. Not doing anything against free bet. Just fighting for pots, fighting for pots, fighting for pots. With 2 fun players in the blinds, we would definitely call 8s here. They always do it. I'm actually gonna jam this time just to set an example. Our ranges are so weak, so of course. Good of me. Donation. Oh. It was supposed to be a donation. We'll take it. No, but I think in general, let's talk about the spot. Now we got super lucky, and fair play to him. It's the dream picking up aces there, because people are just, in my opinion, over squeezing there a lot. And when he didn't, was a full stack, and if you count in ace king, ace queen, ace jack, maybe even king queen suited, a lot of hands. I think eights is okay to get in, but of course it's a problem if he's in it. But we're playing without a HUD, so I mean, we gotta go with our gut. And sometimes the gut is wrong, and sometimes it's right. Small blind call. Let's just check. Against half pot with a open ender, we will call. I'm a little in doubt here. I think we have 0 showdown. So let's just buff. Okay. It's a decent call. I understand why I made it. So yeah, we were correct in assuming that we had no showdown. Yeah, we will call again. Yeah, facing this large bet on 3 aces, we have one option. We have 2 options. It's fold, which is the first, and we can turn it into a bluff, where we passively played 7s or jacks. I will arrive here with jacks. As you can see, I will not fold a 7, so I will definitely not fold jacks on the turn. With the flush coming in and the aces being there, I just think we will get 0 folds. So the play in this situation is just to raise when you have a full house and expect to win a lot. And I know that's just such a borderline stupid strategy, because how often will you have a full house? But not often. It really depends on the player type, by the way, if you should call on the turn. But I think folding a 7 to a double barrel is just, what do we have? I mean, we will have aces, but we would definitely be over folding if we only continued with aces. But I don't think if that really matters, because it does matter, but we just have to try to play our best. But it's also we have to make a judgment if we believe our opponents is close enough to having a balanced range that they will actually have low equity barrels. And I think a lot of the barrels will definitely come from flush draws. So when the flush complete, we have the world's easiest fold. And you would actually also have a really easy fold, holding a weak ace. Yeah. Let's experiment a little bit with 10, see if we get more calls. Still a rather big free bet. It's just not big in GTO land. We do get a call. Okay. I like 49 so much more. Oh. Really good odds. He has nothing. So we will definitely call here. Let's play a little with the monies. That's interesting. Having the spade significantly reduces his number of flush draw combinations, so his raising range should actually be a little bit stronger. But that being said, we cannot rule out he has flush draws or some straight draws and complete air. Maybe you ace queen, so we will call. And I have zero intentions of folding. With the king 10 we have a fun little double barrel, and let's get it in. He didn't snap. We're not out of the woods yet. I've seen people tank insane hands, but he just decided to fold. Okay. What an awesome hand. You love to see that. Starting the hand with 40. Yeah. Lovely. $16. Okay. Free bet ace 5 suited on the button versus my under the gun open. Yeah, we cannot deduce too much from that other than he has loose free bets. He's an active player, maybe. We just saw willing to bluff. And here, just because we're so deep and it's an under the gun, we don't want to get 4-bet here, so we just call the tens. This is very interesting, and we are caught totally in the sandwich. You can have 5, 6, pocket 8s, pocket 7s, pocket 4s. So I think when he bets flop here into 2 players, it's mostly 2 pair sets. So we can just fold tens. It's actually pretty decent, fun to look at the dollar amounts instead of big blinds. I'm just so used to playing in big blinds when I've been multi-tabling 4 tables. But I actually prefer dollars. It just looks cooler. That's the only reason. Big blinds makes it easier to play. Dollar amounts just looks cooler and it's more close to reality. So here we would have had the perfect candidate to raise if we had the heart facing half pot. We can raise, we can call. Yeah, we're gonna raise. Okay, that's not a good sign. I have tagged him as a player we should never bluff, so let's not do it. That being said, we can definitely have flop raises. definitely betting when the king comes from under the gun range. We would struggle to find enough bluffs when we check back the turn. So probably just fine range. I know that sounds a little crazy, but considering that we will have all the pairs sevens, it's a set, we'll have eights, we will have nines, we'll have tens, jacks, queens. Probably wouldn't check back the turn though. Ace jack, ace 10. There will be hands, but I think it's a spot that's hard to overbluff. Not impossible. Nice flop. Stabbing, so we can get some credibility in our stabbing range. With backdoor clubs to the nuts, we will call. And actually turn one. Oh, I want to raise really bad. I'm gonna do it. We have the gut shot to the 7, we have the nut flush draw. We have a shitload of straights and 2 pair combinations. He ends the call. And we get the perfect river. So now we gotta think about the play is not jam here. Flushes will raise us. Straights might raise us with call, but we also want to target his entire range, which is probably around this size. It can also induce some bluffs. Flushes will raise, maybe a 10 will raise. No, we just get the fold. It's the fold, he didn't even think a lot about it. So I think he probably just had diamond draw, 10 queen, 10 king, something like that. Queen 10 makes sense. Calling to hope to hit a, no, queen 10 would call, sorry. Any 10 is a straight. I don't know what he had. For him not to even consider calling when we bet that small, he must have a really weak hand. One pair or worse. And we call him. That's a beautiful looking flop. We lose to ace 8 and 8-8. So I'm gonna bet $1. And king is a really bad card. Okay, he just falls. Maybe a pocket pair, hoping to just spike it. I wouldn't be surprised if he had pocket 5s or something, so the 4 is actually not the best card. It's not the worst either. I think a card like, I don't even know what the best card would be. A king, of course. But that would just be totally overkill. Maybe a queen. Ace queen should probably free bet the majority of the time. But it's kinda in the same category as the king. It favors our range, not his. A deuce is also a really good card. But if he calls pocket 4s, he probably calls pocket deuces. I think we will still bet. It's not the best flop. This is the spots I used to really overbluff. Double barreling just works so well. I give up. Perfect. That's what you like to see when you give up with ace king. Betting small again here. It's actually, we have ace and eights with the queen kicker. We have, we beat all the aces. But yeah, I think it was good sizing. I think it hit pot with fives or something. 7-8, okay. Yeah, again, if we just bet big there, he has an easy fold. But by betting small, we keep him in. Why is English such a hard language? I know all the words in my head, but once they get to my mouth, I just blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of the pronunciations that's a bit difficult in it. Yeah, but I hear a lot of people saying that Danish is also a really hard language to learn for foreigners. Kind of feel like playing with money makes it more real. Like I'm getting more in tuned. Are we just jamming here? I think we are. Let's just check. Yeah, he's just a little over 100 big blinds deep. We can definitely jam here. I don't expect, if he traps aces, it's insane, but I don't think he does. So. Actually, honestly, we wouldn't mind a fold, just picking up all the money. Oof. God damn it. All these pre-flop setups is not going my way. I just get them post-flop. Can we do it one more time? That would be so sick. No, that would be too much. Okay, run good activated. Run good in a run bad situation. I don't know what to say. Is that run good or run bad? Who knows? If you had ace king and folded, we would have been $4 riches. That's run good. But given the situation, I'll definitely take it. Yeah, I'll size up a little bit. Just taking. Okay, so we've been really logging in all ins today, but to be honest, it's a welcome change. I've been destroyed in all ins leading up to this challenge before I withdrew some money. I both got crushed in the hands we were getting in, like queens versus kings, kings versus aces, jacks versus aces, and in the positions is just crazy. And then I just ran significantly below EV after the flop as well, because I know that because I won 0 after so we had a little downswing before. I can acknowledge when I'm lucky, and I definitely have been lucky today. No doubt about that. I think we would open check back. It's a pretty nice line. I don't like to call pocket pass out of position. It's a losing proposition. Check call. King, queen. All right, this is just the best turn in the deck, and I think clearly against a player that's shown his ability to bluff, the best play here is just to check. Against 7, we can do nothing but call. King, queen. Okay, so it's actually the worst card in the deck, but we didn't know that. So nice answer. Nice hand, nice hand. Also a really decent flop. We'll definitely do some raising here. We are free rolling all other combinations of ace king. This is an interesting river because we can size down, and if we face a raise, we are just in a world of trouble against an under the gun range. But I think we will just bet half pot. Okay, it's actually not too bad to see a fold there. If we get jammed on, we have to fold. Against 3x under the gun, we just got a call on the button. Plays really easy pocket tens. It's one of my favorite hands. Yeah, there's no reason to reopen the action if starboard in the big blind has either a jack or a 6. Just needs to have one of the cards. Sorta can have traps. So let's just take it easy. If they both check again, I will definitely fire a bet. So this is either pocket 8s, pocket 9s, or ace king. Let's see if I was close. Yeah, ace queen, kind of the same as ace king, but a little bit different. So I would say we got max value there. Max or max, we could have 3-bet pre, but a strong range. Given the board, I think we played it well. No raises, please, clause. Perfect. He will definitely come in as well, so no, we will just let it go. It's close. But high rake structure, I think the best play is actually just to fold it. We want to be the ones raising first in. I don't mind raising a lot. I think it's a good spot to go for the check raise. Checking back the weakest of the aces. And let's evaluate. Depends on what he does. We give him kind of immunity to bluff if we fold this, but does he bluff enough? What should he bluff with here? 6, 7. Turn a 5 into a bluff? Probably not. I think he's value betting. He will have many flushes. He will have ace 9, ace 10, ace jack. We chop with all other aces as well. I am going to do a pretty tight fold here. I think it's a good fold. See. I don't know if you could hear that. I'm home alone, so I'm sure it's fine. I'm just gonna check because this board, all the middling cards really interact a lot with a big blind calling range, and the king interacts with me, but he could easily just have a 7 or 5. Ace check. Okay, no problem. Just checking that down. Don't really realize until you play 2 tables and just go at it that just how much people are overfolding. Also have gotten some really good flops to continue on. Here we will just call, try to play a multi-way pot. And of course we're calling here. Insta check. I think he has nothing. I'm actually just gonna check it back. Sometimes he would have a 10, but we can get value from that from a river. If I bet big here, he would definitely just fold. So now facing over bet, we can never raise. We can even consider folding. No, we beat lower flushes, so gotta put it in. Okay, so I was completely wrong about him having nothing, so that was a misread. But I think river is a call all day, even though it could be tempting to just limp, raise, no raise call. What does my note say here? Trappy limped under the gun with aces. Fuck. It's the worst. Okay, I'm just gonna call. He could trap as well. So many trappers at these stakes. Okay. Interesting. I think we will raise. Hope to see a fold here from these two. And yeah, it's fine. We played it a little unorthodox. I would say that, but that was given the under the gun limp, which is surprisingly often a plan to limp re-raise, and given that my note on him or her was that the player was trappy and he raised big in early position. So there was some indications that maybe we should proceed with cautious. It might have been a little too cautious, but it worked out. But it was also a great flop. So if we miss, we might lose a little bit of EV by just calling. But you know what? It is what it is. My gut told me to call. And if one thing I've learned after millions of poker hands, it is to trust my gut. And don't get me wrong, it can be wrong. The gut can screw you over. Okay. Interesting to see a check back. Leads me to believe we're good against ace 4, pocket fours. I think it's interesting that he didn't beat pocket fours on that flop. I would definitely put that in my c-betting range. To target ace deuce, ace 3, ace 5. Yeah, this is not our board. If it goes check, 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 then we will step really small on the river, representing we have something like pocket sixes. But no. Well, the stream has been going on for some time now, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Current state of the bankroll is 613. So definitely making some nice profit. I will shut it down right now. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.